Oh,
and I'm drunk. Oh shit. I'm supposed to do the video too. That's the problem with the fucking thing. When
I don't know. Go. Just
hold
put your
on,
thing.
we gonna do it right. I know you can't see me right now, but I'm hidden.
No, I can see you.
No,
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 I
that
can. I can
I'm
actually see you.
totally hidden
No,
behind the
no,
mic
I
and
can
in a
see
glass
you.
of wine. No, no.
I
If
can.
you
I
look
can see you.
beyond the mic, okay, fuck it.
People,
It's
can you
Savage
see?
AF, yo.
Can you see him?
Savage AF, y'all. You know what we do, man. I'm Black Pedro. This
I
nigga,
am. I am apparently. I'm saying,
yeah, he is Shang. It's apparent that he's Shang, and I'm Black
or
Pedro.
I could be a man, or I could be. No, forget it.
No, you should still stay a man always.
No, I'm a man. You get off my porch. I'm a
There you go.
man. That was from
Savage
Malcolm
AF,
X.
y'all.
Ugh.
You know what it is. Monday through Friday, we are here for you live
6
on
p.m.
Facebook.
No,
And
3 p.m.
no, hold on. We're on live Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Mondays and Fridays. Typically, we're on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday through Thursday. Typically, we're on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, YouTube, Facebook Live. If you ever miss us live, it's scrolling across the bottom.
It's down there. Okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
you
But
see it.
listen. Okay.
YouTube.com/C/Savage World, all one word.
We got a lot of regulars. We got a lot of regular Black Star Power in the building. We got some White Star Power in the building. Whatever you want to say. But this is the deal. You've been warned. You've been told. Make sure when you go to the website, when you go to the YouTube, I'm sorry, you got to do something that makes sure you are aware that the show's on. Now you got to let them know what it is, Pedro. You got to let them know. You got to
Yeah, yeah.
let them
So
know.
when you if you ever miss us live,
Yeah.
you just missed the show. It's like, oh shit, that shit went by quick. And oh shit, that you can catch us on the YouTube page, youtube.com/C/Savage World. And when
Right.
you go
But
there,
you got to do that.
you won't ever have to miss us if you do this.
Whoa.
That's it.
Whoa.
If you hit subscribe and click the bell, you will be notified
Right.
and tapped in to the
Tap,
entire
tapped.
tapped in
Tap,
to the
tap.
entire Savage AF world. All right. Now
Yes,
that being said,
you'll be notified, and
yeah,
also you will be notified. But I just gonna say, just put that in your ear, because that's how you have to listen to it on all the other platforms. Which is
well, if
the
it, like
some
some
people
people don't watch. Like you
they don't
can't
watch, but they listen.
like they
They
drive
listen,
time people. Like don't be driving and watching us, but you could drive and
but you
listen
could
to
kill
us.
yourself, and you wrap your
Exactly.
ass around a telephone pole listening to Pedro,
This shit, yeah.
and then
So
when you
if
go
you
to
are an
hell,
audiophile who needs it in your
is
ears,
it an audio
we're
file?
there.
Is that what they would be called?
Yeah, yeah.
So
No,
a pedophile is a person that fucks with children.
kids, and an audiophile is a
An
person that fucks with
audiophile
ears.
that fucks with ears. That
Yeah,
still sounds a little suspect.
I didn't say they fuck ears. They just fuck with it. Like
They don't. Okay, so
they
that,
get the
yeah,
world in through audibles. Like
but there are some people who fuck ears. So what would they be?
uh, I can't hear where they coming from. I don't know. I don't listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that was 3 puns in a row in one sentence.
Ayo.
I don't hear
But
where they're coming from. Oh,
but if you are an audiophile,
yes,
iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker,
like
Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud
okay.
is where you can find us
Yes,
all day. So Savage AF is there. Also, if you want some extra tidbits from us, some bonus content.
some morsels, some a little a sprinkle. A
The
little
morsels
sprinkle.
are right there, man.
Right.
If you want to follow us on Instagram at Black Pedro,
Yes, and make sure you follow at Comedian
at
Shang
Comedian Shane,
and check us out on the Facebook. If you check us out on Facebook and you make sure that you check us
Savage
out
dot
dot
no
no,
Savage
Savage
A dot
A
F
dot
dot.
F. Right. It's Savage A dot F. That's our fan page. Thank you for getting us up to almost 5,000 people. But we need
So close to a
we need
trillion.
a trillion. We need
We're
a
so close
trillion.
to a Trillville.
Okay, and subscribers, we need a trillion. Now, if we don't get a trillion by the end of March,
That's on y'all.
that I'm
Uh,
just letting you know, somebody will kill a dog.
Hey, speaking of followers, man, we
What's
got
up, Stacy?
Nicole H, Christina Brown, Breezy Jays, and Miss No Slick Name. I see you.
Miss No
Wendy
Miss
Edwards,
Adverb.
Mama, I appreciate you.
What is Miss
Uh,
Adverb's name now? Has the
Maya
Death Star
Baker.
power?
Let's see. I haven't gotten down to that yet. Joe Wertz, what up, though?
Hey,
Oh, Cash Tech is in this bitch. Rhonda Ray, I see you. Carolina Boss, I see you as well. What is Miss Adverb doing? AJ Fit.
yeah, Miss Adverb's
Moving kiddos.
Death Star power. That's what she said. And I want
Miss
to ask
Adverb, she
anybody in the
has this
feed.
up. Okay, I see her.
Is anybody in the feed? Raise your hand if you ain't got no draws on.
Hey, who needs them right now?
Okay, well, okay, that was wrong. But Savage AF is here for you. There's a lot of shit to talk about. We was having a conversation that was off camera, but I don't know if I want to bring it on camera because I did more research and he don't believe what I say and I don't believe what he say.
Hey, watch out now. All right, so here we go. Let's get into the show today. But I don't know, Shane. Do you want to maybe start off with the Whoopi with your Whoopi update, or
We can let. Hey, you know what? That's fine with me. That's
before any of the
But for
topics?
any of the topics, I'm saying everybody out there, everybody knows that Whoopi Goldberg got suspended from The View for 2 weeks, even though she apologized and the Jewish community came out and supported her and said, well, she apologized and maybe it's a learning, this is a learning moment more than it is a suspension moment. So even if you do apologize, you still get suspended. It was basically the big dog saying, slap on the wrist, bitch. You don't run this shit. We run this shit. Now, I did some research and I also watched about 5 different Jewish leaders that actually came out for Whoopi and said that, hey, what she said was maybe not done well, but there is validity what she's saying pertaining to race. Is Jewish a race or is it a religion?
That she didn't say no shit.
Okay,
like
wait, no, wait.
That's not the question she posed.
Okay, she said if a Klansman in real time, in real world, if a bunch of Klansmen are walking down the street and they see Pedro and they see a Jewish brother, right? No yarmulke, don't look nothing like nothing that makes him look Jewish. Most likely, they're more likely to attack Pedro than they would the Jewish person that primarily, if you visually look at them, they're white folks. Now, I don't know what the people in the feed, but then I did a little bit of research, and this is one of the top, and it's called forward.com. It's one of the top Jewish leaders said Jews are just as confused about race as Whoopi Goldberg is. 50 plus years as a Jewish educator has taught them that hardly anyone, including many Jews, understand the difference. This is from forward.com. Another one is from jpost.com. Are Jews white? White? Are they white people? Are they, if you looked at them, because, and that, now what the Nazis.
Which ones, dog? So here's
primarily.
The thing. No. Here's the thing. The mainstay of what Whoopi Goldberg said is that the Holocaust was not about race.
It was about man sent humanity to man.
No.
She did say that.
Yes, she said that, and she was wrong. The Holocaust was definitely about race. However you, me, whoever perceives a light-skinned Jewish person, however you perceive them, the Nazis, the Aryans, the ones who proclaim themselves as real
The
white people,
The Trumplicans.
whatever. No. But let's
No, I'm
stay in
not gonna
that
say the
era.
Trumplicans.
But the ones who perceive themselves as real white people did not perceive Jewish people as white. And I think that you are ignoring that, right? Like
So I
clearly,
not me.
hold
I'm telling you
on,
what
Shay,
Jewish
hold
people
on.
are saying
No.
and Nazi.
Clearly, the Nazi Party did not view Jews as white people, because the Nazi Party was about Aryanism, about purity of white race. So they killed a bunch of Jews because they clearly did not believe them to be white people.
Okay. Okay.
So it doesn't matter what we think Jewish people look like, we being people of color
Okay.
as
So
well.
what I
So
just told you
no,
from
hold on. Let me finish this. It doesn't matter what we think, what you think, and me think as a black person. It doesn't matter what we think about Jewish people. The Holocaust, which is the issue over Whoopi Goldberg's statements, was clearly about race. And so for us to say that it wasn't, that Jewish people were just white and this was just white on white crime, I think is ignorant, right? Like, clearly the Nazis did not think
and you made it
that
right.
Jewish people
Okay.
were
So let
white.
me say this. You said
Clearly.
there's a lot of Jewish people that are dumb, just like there's black people that are
They're
dumb. There's
just
dumb
dumb
people
people. They're just
everywhere.
dumb
There's
people.
dumb people everywhere. I'm saying what I looked at online, and you can't just go online, and what I saw video of Jewish leaders who are as Jewish as they come, I guess, that said, yo, they shouldn't have suspended her. She apologized. This is a learning moment. But even this is Jewish people saying they're confused about it a lot of times. 25 years this dude been a leader and teaching fucking Jewish in the Jewish community, and he said that even they are. I forget what they call Jewish people who assimilate and act like they're just white. Is it Goyas? I forget what it is. But the bottom line is, you can't just say, "Hey, wait a minute, hold up, I'm Jewish." Hold up to somebody, and whereas they can say, "Whoa, I'm white." They can say, "I'm white," and cool, they smooth right through. They can change their name, and if it's not Stein to something else, and that is a white dude, and he gets all the benefits, including the privilege and racism of whiteness.
So the fact that they would have to do that in order to assimilate, so the fact that you have to assimilate means you're not white. Like that, like that's just it. Like the point in which you can just not state your Judaism and just pass on the color of your skin, just pass on that. Like that is,
that's not
you're
true.
not. Well, I'm just saying you're not. That proves that Judaism is not a part of the white race. For me, because
I see what you're saying. So if they have to do that, they have,
or if they can, or whatever.
If they can,
the reality is,
I'm saying there's people that are Jewish that are people of color. There are black Jews. There's people of color that are Jews. I'm talking primarily white Jewish people that look white, that are very white looking. That there's no, like, if you didn't see a yarmulke and they weren't near a synagogue and they were just walking down the street, and some racist motherfuckers wanted to attack somebody, they couldn't tell the difference unless the person started.
But so is that the Jewish person's fault?
No, it's not their fault. I'm not saying it's not about fault.
I don't understand. I literally don't understand the point of
okay,
all
the point
like,
is
literally, Whoopi Goldberg said the Holocaust was not about race.
Okay, yes,
and she was wrong. And
okay.
I don't understand any argument against that. Like, Whoopi Goldberg was wrong. Clearly, the Nazis are about race, my nigga. Like, literally, they literally killed Jews who looked white. They killed Jews who looked white because they did not believe they were white. Okay, and if you're telling me that Germans don't know what white is, then I'm gonna tell you, you fucked up in the game. So, like, literally,
so you don't think that
the Holocaust was about race? And that's what this whole
And
Whoopi Goldberg shit is about.
your mom's in the feed. She said because she co-signed what Pamela said. There's white passing black people.
Okay, let me see. So
Okay,
there's white passing black folk that can benefit from white privilege. And
right,
when we talked about it, Whoopi originally, I was like, I've been saying this, like white people, I'm sorry, there are black people who could pass for white who did. Because if you can in a society that's white forward, you probably will, dog. Like Shang, if they ever accepted you as white and they were killing niggas over here, you might be like, hey, hi, brother. And that's not a thing on you. It's just like if you could use
survival.
your
Yeah.
if you could use your light skin to live one more day, you might do it. Okay. The reality is that millions of Jewish people and other ethnicities, gypsies and whatnot, were killed
Right.
by Germans,
I'm not
by
saying
the Nazi
the
Party,
Nazi. I'm not
because they
condoning what
did
the
not
Nazi
believe
said.
them to be white. So I think it is ignorant and short-sighted to say Jewish people are white. So blah blah blah. Like it's like no, clearly they weren't.
They
Clearly,
weren't. No, they weren't.
clearly
I'm saying, but
they
what
weren't
Whoopi,
considered white
but
by.
Whoopi tried to clarify on the Late Show when she said that analogy about the Klan. If
She
the
had
Klan's
to.
fuck, I know she had to. Of course she had to. Of course we have to. Do we have to always accommodate and
No. She said some fucked up shit.
and
She said some
pacify?
dumb shit.
She said some
Whoopi
dumb shit.
Goldberg said some dumb shit, and that's it.
Okay, right. But what I'm saying is the
That's my
double
opinion.
standard, the dumb shit that is said constantly.
No.
No.
I don't play that game. I don't play that game. It's like
She got
I
suspended
don't
for
play
2 weeks. But what's the politician's
I
daughter
don't play
that
that
says dumb
game.
shit
I
all
don't
the
play
time?
that game.
She said racist shit all the time on the fucking show, and
I
she
don't
never
play
got
that
suspended.
game.
What was her
Fine.
name? What's the white lady's
Megan
name?
McCain.
Megan McCain. Thick neck.
I don't play that game. I don't play that game where like, well, they said stupid shit, so we should be allowed to say stupid
No,
shit.
I'm not saying
That's
she
dumb.
should be allowed
That's
to say
dumb.
stupid shit. I'm saying they should, if they're going to suspend her for 2 weeks, then Megan McCain should have been suspended for 2 weeks, and any of the right wing pundits that they had on the show should have been suspended for 2 weeks. But it's specific with us where we get suspended, we lose our job, we get it, and these motherfuckers can get away with saying the exact same shit. That's the part of it I go, not, yes, she said dumb shit, but let it be a learning lesson and have it as conversation to bring it out instead of, I know you apologize, fuck you, 2 weeks you off. But somebody else do the exact same shit. Megan McCain, who has said horrendous shit on there that was absolutely racist, and they never let her go. The double standard of white privilege is there. And I'm saying, this is nothing, forget the Whoopi thing. I agree, the Nazis, fuck them, feed them rocks and take them swimming. Yeah. They were horrible human beings and they did stuff because of race. I hear you. But what I'm saying is, for misunderstanding, what she was trying to say is, in her perception, and even now I'm gonna say in my perception, if I see a bunch of white dudes that with shaved heads coming down the street and they happen to be Jewish and they rocking up on me, I'm not gonna be like, whoa. Those ain't white people, those are Jews. Come on, Shane upon them, Shemekel, Shmeezel. No, they'll be like, no, they assimilate. They really do assimilate way more easily than anybody else, and I've never seen. They do.
Again. I believe that you are, you're getting into a space of over generalizing.
Yes,
like the they thing is like
a very good percentage.
What that doesn't mean anything, dog.
That doesn't mean that's not all. That's not generalized. That's not all of them.
Right, but very good. Like, what does that mean? More than 50? Who feels this way? So, like, the reality is like I don't know, man. It's
not a religion, but it says it when I Google it. And you're right, can't just go by Google because a lot of people could be a lot of crazy shit. This is Jewish scholars that said this shit. That doesn't mean
they're right. That doesn't mean they're
right. But I'll listen to a person that is a Jewish scholar a little bit more than just some other people. And according to I scrolled down and thought, let me look at a few more. Let me look at a few more. The Lehigh University, the Judas is Judas Degator.com says it. Race, ethnicity, heritage, and immigration. Um, on
We
the Pew
literally have
Forum.
not even gotten into the topics of the
I
show.
know. I'm saying no on the Pew. I'm looking. I'm
We're
looking at
20
it right
minutes
now.
in
I
and
know.
we have
I know. I
not
know.
even
On the
gotten
Pew
into our
Forum.
topic.
On the Pew Forum. Okay, Jewish identity and the belief in the U.S. pertaining to the Pew polls. And this is talking about Jewish populations, talking about everything else. I'm not saying that Jewish people shouldn't be mad as motherfuckers and should step up when somebody say some corny or fucked up shit. I'm saying I understand what she was saying, where when she gave the analogy, when you see a Jewish person without a yarmulke, without the whole get up, that in right now, forget if you go, oh, what they perceive. It's a fact. That's
So
what you see.
that's called prejudice, right?
As prejudice.
No, hold on. That is what prejudice is. It's like, based on my visuals, I'm going to judge you and determine who you are and what you think and these things, right? Like that like literally just basing your judgment of a person on the outside is prejudice.
Right.
Which isn't right.
No, it's not right. No, I didn't.
Sometimes you can be prejudiced and right, right? If a dude walks in butt naked with a gun and a bucket of butter on his head, I'd be like, hey, that nigga's crazy, right?
Right.
That's prejudice. I don't know that he might be on a dare, whatever. But typically, I would be right in prejudging this man to be crazy. But what you're doing now is like prejudgment on a thing, on a statement that is like,
okay, so how about this?
Not necessarily right.
So I just gave you 5 different instances, and this is not something necessarily just my individual opinion is my individual opinion. Forget that. Absolutely, the Nazis. Anybody that's Jewish has ever listened to this thing. They were horrendous human beings that were doing horrible, heinous shit. I feel that way completely. I'm saying I see the perspective of what Whoopi's saying. If you see somebody walking down the street and you don't know they're Jewish, primarily you might think that's just a white dude.
What does that have to do with her saying that the Holocaust was not about race?
Oh, because she did follow it up when she said it was a white. She said it was a white on white.
So you agree with that?
I think that they okay.
Clearly, if the Nazis thought that Jews were white people, they wouldn't have killed them. The Jews were about white purity. So clearly, if they thought that the Jews and the fucking gypsies were white people, they wouldn't have killed them.
But white people kill white people all the time for all kind of dumb shit.
And so the Nazis killed people who were against their shit or were not their ethnicity, right? Okay. So clearly Jewish people were against their shit, but obviously, like, bro, if you really look into Jewish, if you really look into Nazi literature and what they speak about Jews,
right?
They speak about them racially.
They do
all day.
But and I told you that.
I don't understand what the problem is with saying that Whoopi Goldberg was wrong.
I did say
when she says that the Holocaust was not about race. Clearly, the Holocaust was about race. Whether we as people of color can't determine whether a Jewish person is white or not doesn't matter. What matters is that the Aryans, the white crackers from Germany who thought they were the purest of race, could impose death sentences on anybody else is the issue. That's what we're talking about. Literally, this shit is about Whoopi Goldberg said the Jews, that the Holocaust was not about race. That's what this whole thing is about.
Right.
It's like really she was just wrong. Clearly, the Holocaust was about race.
Okay. The Holocaust was about race.
Like I'd
I
have
know.
a
I
hard
just said
time.
it.
I've
No,
had a hard time accepting any other argument.
I just from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are all led by people who are staunchly Jewish. That said, that wasn't the case.
Does that mean they're right?
No, they might be wrong.
Like
You're right.
literally,
I absolutely agree with you.
Literally, you could find black people who would be like, slavery wasn't about race. There are niggas who stand. We talk about you literally yesterday. Your SHANGRY was about nigglets for Trump. There are niggas who will stand behind Trump all day. So like,
well, that's about
no.
I said no.
But what I'm saying is like,
nigglets for Trump. There's an inherent amount of self-hatred. I see when I see
what
that.
I'm saying is any Jewish voice that you're listening to that says that that agrees with Whoopi Goldberg, they're lost. Just like any nigga that's backing up Trump, like you're lost, bro. Like you're lost.
Okay, well, I'm saying
any
look
Jewish
at some of the
person.
quotes. I know. I said it. Okay, the Nazis, what they did to the Jewish community was absolutely, in their eyes, is. And I hear what you're saying, but I'm just telling you with the stuff I read. Again, forget what I'm saying. I told you my individual opinion is if I see a bunch of white people, and two of them are Jewish, and they don't indicate that they're Jewish. I'm saying me. I'm not talking about Whoopi. Me. I go, okay, well, if they don't indicate that that's what they are, visually, what I take in is white guy. I'm saying me. Now, once they say, no, but I'm Jewish, I go, oh, okay. Now, anybody else, you can't do that with. Well, like, even if you try, if they say, well, I'm like, even there's people that don't know until you say, I'm Trinidad. My family's from Trinidad. You have to clarify it. But what they do is, unfortunately, because people, like you say, generalize, they'll see you and think black man. Even if you might be,
I'm a black man.
You're a black man, and you have Trinidad. And what I'm saying, you can be both. Absolutely. For some reason, the generalization when you see a group of white people, unfortunately, the way things are. You go, that's a group of white people. That's a group of black people. Then you can break it down into to subgroups like, oh, that's a black person, but he's Dominican. Oh, that's a black person. He looks black, but he's Puerto Rican. I get it. I'm high yellow as hell. I'm Jamaican. My family, not me. I don't know what the fuck that means anymore. But what I'm saying is there's people that are like some people in the feed are saying, some people say that Jewish people, to be Jewish is a religion. And some people say it's a race. The Nazis, with their twisted fucking mentality, wanted a pure race across the board to fuck everybody over. And I don't want anybody in the feed to think I justify it. Because if I see a bunch of white people and that one of them happen to be Jewish, I still think he's white. I don't want anybody to think in this feed that I'm justifying what the fucking Nazis did, because people will make that giant leap of fucking logic and say that. I said Whoopi Goldberg said some goofy shit, but I still think she shouldn't have been suspended. I think she could be reprimanded or whatever.
She was wrong, dog.
She was wrong. She apologized, and she said, I misunderstood or whatever. Then give her.
But I don't understand how you co-opt the name Goldberg and be wrong about
I know, I agree. I said that. No, absolutely. But what I'm saying is they kick her off for two weeks, which is not majorly damaging to her. But the bottom line is, in my opinion, pertaining to that part of it, forget the other part of it. I agree with you. If you're going to do that with her, you do it with Meghan McCain. You do it with all these other people that have been on the show that have said absolutely the stuff that is equivalent, but when it's pertaining to us, oh, it's cool. Oh, you said something bad about niggas, that's fine. Let them stay. But you said something bad about the Jewish community, get your ass off for 2 weeks. It should be the same. It should be if
I
you
don't.
fuck up,
Well,
if I say something stupid, if you say
to be
something
honest,
stupid, we should both be kicked off for 2 weeks.
but to be
Not
honest,
just specifically.
I don't know how Whoopi Goldberg
Yeah, she
doesn't
that was a dumb
understand
mistake.
that.
That was some dumb shit.
I don't feel sorry
But
for her.
no, I don't feel
about
sorry.
that.
I don't feel sorry specifically from her. I think it should be if you say some goofy shit that is wrong, okay, you're suspended for 2 weeks. Okay, I can deal with that. But if Meghan McCain says some goofy racist shit, then she should be kicked off for 2 weeks too. And that's not the case. It just seems like, Pedro, every time if it's something pertaining to us, it's cool. If it's some degrading shit pertaining to black folks, they don't give a fuck. Just like the Chappelle joke, where she said, "Well, you can't say faggot on the thing, but you say nigger." He said, "But I'm not a nigger either." But it's cool that let that ride all the way through, nigga, all the way through. But there's a people that if you say faggot or you say anything like that, it's a wrap. But when it's degrading us, it's cool.
Yeah.
That part.
Right,
2 weeks.
we've
2
been
weeks
on it.
for everybody. Anybody that fucks. I know we're gonna go on to other topics. If you fuck up, like you said, I agree with you. I agree with you, Pedro. You gotta hear me. I agree with you. If you say it, fuck up and say some goofy shit that's wrong, and if the penalty is 2 weeks, it should be 2 weeks for everybody. And I have flat out seen Meghan McCain on The View say some shit that is disparaging to black folks and not get 1 fucking week off.
Yeah, I mean, like we've all seen that. That to me, that's not the argument. You know, like you're never gonna win the. But the white folks said this. Why can't I say like that's never gonna happen? So it's not for me. It's not about that. It's really just like Whoopi was wrong.
Yes.
Like we just all need to recognize, for me, that Whoopi Goldberg, Karen Elaine Johnson,
Yes. He said that yesterday.
Who took on the name Goldberg,
right? To further her career pertaining to the entertainment business,
which typically won't hurt you in the industry, right? She took on that name. Goldberg has stated in the past that name is part of her existence as much as being black is. Goldberg is as real to her as being black is. I don't understand why she would say this out loud.
I think that's goofy shit too.
She was wrong.
She said that before. She said that.
And that's all it is.
If she said that, that's goofy shit. Yeah. And I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her at all. I don't feel bad for like, oh, they're beating up on Whoopi. I'm saying, do this shit across the board. That's what I was saying. The 2 week suspension for the goofy shit she said.
Saying we gotta fly through the show. We got about a half hour left. And,
yeah, because I got to get dressed. I know.
We actually have topics to get through. I have to drive to the fucking strip and see your ass tonight and hang out. So
but again, please. Anybody that ends up watching this shit, and I'm not saying it to save my career, none of that shit. Fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
I'm saying the 2 week suspension is what I had a big problem with. Not because I felt bad for Whoopi. I felt like it should be across the board. She misspoke, was fucked up. You goofy. You say goofy shit. I get it. She apologized, not once, but 3 times. That's misspoke or wasn't informed.
No, she said what she believed.
Right, what she believed. It should be maybe.
Sometimes niggas believe wrong shit.
Right, like and it should be maybe a learning. Maybe it should be a learning lesson, and school her. But if that's the case, then you should suspend other people on the show too, especially the right-wing conservatives that have come on there and said absolutely heinous shit pertaining to us, pertaining to people of color, and not one reprimand.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna move. All right, so it's Savage AF, February 3rd, 2022. We're gonna end with the Shangri. We never even got into the run up before this, right? So we're gonna end with the
You
Shangri.
said start off with this.
I no, I was like, do we want to? So what's so supreme about your picks? That's our Shangri today. Black Pedro pop in. The 20 you can't escape. We're gonna talk about it. Before we get into that, we're gonna talk about the Unmasked Singer, the worst show on Fox right now. Let's talk about their latest guest.
I think that show is fantastic.
Yes, I know you're tuned in.
I
Uh
ain't never seen it.
yeah, exactly.
Is it a hit show?
I don't know, bro. We're
I've
we gonna talk
never
about it.
seen it.
We're gonna talk about it for one issue though. But before we get into that, we just lost one. Uh a Democratic senator had a stroke. And nigga, that affects everything. Let's talk about it. But before we get into that, we're gonna start off today's show, February 3rd, 2022, a little something like this.
Motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Today, the Biden administration they dropped, or they did something. They did their first real military action in Syria.
Right.
An ISIS leader was killed. This nigga has like 37 names, so I'm not even gonna name. It doesn't matter. The reason it doesn't matter is because every time we kill a head of any terrorist organization, there's another motherfucker ready to pop up. According to the U.S. military, the dude that they were moving in on, that they raided today,
Right.
earlier today.
And some of the footage they released is pretty crazy looking.
Yeah. But he apparently, well, I wouldn't say apparently, allegedly set off a bomb, a suicide bomb, and killed his own family and little kids. But there were there were more bodies. I wouldn't say way more, but there were more bodies than the accounted inhabitants of that set, right?
Damn.
So today, when the press is asking, and this is the thing where, like, okay, like during 2020, during the pandemic, you
Right.
saw Trumpty Dumpty in these press conferences being very, very combative with the press. And to be honest, like Jen Psaki, Joe Biden's press secretary, she's a beast, but she's like a little combative every now and then. Like every now and then,
But
she's
I
like,
think that she
"Fuck
needs to
you."
be when they ask dumb questions and do say dumb shit. They do say dumb shit to her, you know. And when he
Hey
said
man,
called him a son of a bitch, when he said, "Hey, you think we need more inflation?" Kind of dumb fucking question is that? Of course we don't. I don't want this shit to be like that. But they add, and the Fox likes to throw little stupid jabby shit. And Jen Psaki's like, "Yo, you want me?" That's why her last name's Psaki. She socks you sometimes in your
yeah.
grill with because you say goofy shit.
So the questions were about like, um, you know, do we think these raids are actually going to be effective? Right? Like, are we going to be able to actually change anything in these? Were these are your reports real? You know what I mean? Like, hey, you say that this dude suicide bombed his own family.
Right.
Where is the proof? Right? Like these are the basic questions they're starting with. And the administration's like, fuck you, you're with ISIS. And it's like,
Right.
That's a little Trumpian. It's a little bit Trumpian.
Okay, but Biden, I think the reason Biden's doing it because he's old as fuck and he has this mentality is
It
trying to.
wasn't him doing that. It was Jen Psaki,
Jen
to be
Psaki,
honest.
well, I'm
Like,
saying she's a representative for Biden. I'm sorry.
exactly.
Is Biden, and also he met with the new governor of New York about being tough on crime, being
No,
tough.
the mayor
The
of New
mayor,
York
I'm sorry,
City.
mayor, my bad. Where he tough on crime and I'm being tough with the people, internationally, and I'm being tough because he knows that the people in the fucking suburbs, the white folks in the suburbs, like when you're tough on crime and you act tough and you want to be tough and it's always tough. So that's what they do. And I think Jen Psaki, because she's dealt with so much goofy shit, I think she snapped a little bit. I think she snapped sometimes where she goes, like, I'm surprised she didn't say, motherfucker, did you just ask me that dumb shit?
Yeah, what?
Like, yeah, so any human being, if you're in that position that Jen Psaki's in, where they're constantly trying to bait her, say shit, I think she's pretty controlled compared to a lot of people, because I would have probably said, "Come on, Fox News. You're not even your name. It shouldn't be called Fox News. It should be called Fox Entertainment for the right wing and racist idiots. That's what Fox News should be called, because they make shit up and they're goofy." So Jen Psaki, I like her, even though sometimes she's a little bit extra, but not as extra as motherfucking Trump organizations was when they was out. They were super extra. They would flat out lie. There was more people here than at Obama's inauguration than ever before. And then you show a photo and he goes,
Yeah.
and then
Like these are liars.
he just liars, exactly. Where she at least tries to stick within the parameters of truth.
At some point, I think though we just need to realize as a government, as a policy statement, that these raids, these killings, these
Bombings.
chopping off of the heads, it's not gonna, bro. There's another guy. It's next man up. It's like the NFL or NBA, whatever. It's like, you hurt, cool. You did, so and so died, cool. Next
What
man.
you're trying to, so you're saying that there's other crazy motherfuckers on the bench.
There's another dude waiting. There's another dude waiting to fill this guy's spot.
Oh no, all right, yeah. But the thing is,
this ain't the solution.
This ain't the solution. But I think that they can't wrap their mind around. There's 10 other motherfuckers just like it. They can't wrap their mind around. That's not gonna stop them. That didn't do shit. That, in fact, if anything, it made them more inflamed about shit. Like, oh really? Okay, but have you met my cousin Abula Kabla? And then that motherfucker's even worse. And he's bowling with human heads. So I think there's always that dude on the bench that's been like, yeah, let me get in the game. Let me show you what I can do. And that's absolutely do believe that. I do believe that. But I understand why Jen Psaki has to come off a little tough. And I understand why Biden trying to play the tough guy, because he's an old befuddled dude that, he got to do what he got to do for the vote.
We went heavy on the top, so we're gonna keep moving, man. This is one of the things that I didn't even see coming, and not like I should see everything coming because I'm some prophet. No, but the reality is a 50-50 Senate. The situation we have now, where the vice president is the tiebreaker. It's precarious, right? Like, it's a hard position to be in, especially when a senator has a stroke.
Yeah.
Senator Lujan has had a stroke. Ben Ray Lujan, he's a Democratic senator.
Yeah.
He's had a stroke. Probably going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So when we're in the midst of trying to confirm a not yet announced Black woman as a Supreme Court nominee,
but
this could possibly be a problem.
What do you mean could be a problem, Pedro? It's gonna be a problem. It's a problem. And there's no way to see that coming. It's a fucking problem, because I'm sure.
But it's a stroke. Now it's a stroke. So, like, there might be some Republicans who vote for this, but when a stroke down, like this nigga slanted face, how
why would you go? He's slanted face. See,
they're not gonna let him vote like that.
I know that they might go, he's not qualified. They might say he's not qualified. And this is the part about politicians and politics. That the motherfucking Republicans are wringing their hands going, yeah, man, we like when that stroke came through.
He's from New Mexico, by the way.
That the Republicans love the fact that he had a stroke, which is fucked up that they would have to think that way. But that's what they're feeling, Pedro. They're feeling like, man, oh shit, you got gout? You can't vote, but my foot just swole up. Don't matter. You're not allowed to vote for a black woman as a Supreme Court justice. They finding all kind of reasons. Marjorie Silverback, thick neck,
Right.
definitely got balls. Taylor Greene said that it's flat out one of the most racist things she ever seen. Like, bitch, have you looked in the mirror? Have you really?
Your presence there is
Yeah.
All right.
So
So I'm gonna push past this so we can get to the rest of the show. But the reality is, the Democrats are down a senator right now for possibly 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll see how that goes. But that could play into
us not
the
getting
Supreme
a
Court
black,
nomination.
right.
Yeah,
Us not
it
getting
could.
I think it could be us not getting a black
Supreme Court
Supreme Court
nomination. Yeah,
female
black woman
judge.
on the court for the
And
first time.
and Clarence
Right.
Thomas was the one that replaced like
Thurgood.
Thurgood Marshall. So they, I mean, and it was funny.
All right.
I saw in the news they said they never complained about that. Never.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here is something we can't complain about.
Here we go.
The Unmasked Singer.
Now, what is that show, man?
On Fox. I've worked with one of the judges, Ken Jeong.
Kim Jong. Yeah, no. I mean,
I've done road gigs with him. Been here in LA with him. Blah blah blah. Like, funny dude, good guy. He was one of 2 judges. Him and Robin Thicke.
they tiptoed the fuck off.
They walked the fuck off the show when, and this is going to come out on March 9th on Fox. Right? Obviously, the same network.
But now I want to watch it. Now I want to.
Obviously,
now I want to see it.
On March 9th, the same day that Biggie was assassinated, 2 blocks from my house, and I pointed in the direction that I'm not at my house right now, so it wasn't an accurate point. But the point is, on March 9th, month and some change from now, it will be revealed that I'm gonna call them America's.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Not America's mayor.
Not America.
mayor.
Yeah, drippy. You mean drippy?
Drippy Drip Giuliani.
Drip Giuliani. Yeah.
Will be revealed and kicked off of the Masked Singer. For those who don't know, this show is a show on Fox.
Have you ever watched?
I've never watched an episode.
I've never seen one episode of it. I've seen videos of it, and I know Kim Jong, and I know that they were right. I'd rather get publicity through the fucking roof on this.
I would rather staple my balls to my face than to watch that show.
Yeah, but when you get my age, you can actually staple your balls to your face.
That's why I'm saying I'd rather do it. But the thing is, they're going to air it. The first question is, Fox, what the fuck are you doing? But then you realize they're Fox, which is, it's all the thing. Fox News, Fox Sports, they're about fuckery sometimes, right? So like,
Sarah Palin was on there singing. What's his name?
But
Tucker Carlson was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, but like Sarah Palin is not like Rudy Giuliani is actively involved. Was actively involved in the overturning of the
insurrection, right? In an insurrection pertaining to, and
it's currently being investigated for that,
right? But
so Fox, the fuck, bro.
You don't think that? Hold up, wait a minute. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate on this, okay? You don't think Fox was like, yeah, who can we get to make people mad and want to watch the show? I know who, Rudy Giuliani. And then what we'll do is we'll be mad about watching it, but I'll be sitting there going, oh, fuck, I can't believe they got me watching this shit. It's horrible, and he shouldn't even got the opportunity, but you got to admit, Pedro, some of that shit, you go, yeah, this is going to give us about 5 episodes of shit to talk about. That's what people do. I mean, it's fucked up. He shouldn't even be allowed to, but Fox don't. We've been proven when they had what's the dude on Dancing with the Stars? He was fucking. All of them were horrible. Tucker Carlson, all of them. I watched some clips of it, but the bottom line is, for a fact, They know that they's like, yeah, we're egging the fucking liberals. We got Rudy Giuliani on next week. Next week we got, you know who's on after that? We got on the week after that, and he takes the little like beer mask off, and it's a dude dressed like Hitler or some shit. They like egging people. There's a bunch of people like that. I mean, come on, man. I'll go watch it though. I'll go watch, and y'all go watch it too, or at least you're gonna watch a clip of it on YouTube because they ain't gonna cut that segment.
I will say that as we move on, because we're gonna move to the next joint, but I will say that Anna Navarro, who is also a moderator, a host on the.
I like her. Do you like her?
Yeah, she's cool. She came up with some good ones for Quigley because people are trying to guess what his costume would be on the. She said a squid that spews ink out. Yeah, so and we know he's Drippy Dripperton, so Mini Dripperton is what we'll call him. Mini Dripperton.
I you know what? Fox gets on my fucking nerves. I don't like Fox News. I don't like a lot of the stuff they do, but this to me is just showing how it. You said I don't know if it can go any lower. Yeah, it can.
It went.
Giuliani is on
Wiggly
the Mass. Yeah, Drippy. Giuliani's gonna be on the Masked Singer. That you
can't. He's already and we should know.
No, he already shot it, right?
Spoiler alert! He's gonna be booted off on the first episode, so fine. That's fine. That is fine.
Maya Baker said he should be dressed as Squidward.
Squidward.
No, to me, I get it. I mean, I bet you though that all the people that normally would, if we tried to do some shit like that, they would drag us through the fucking mud. It's gonna make him even more popular.
Hey, no. There are people already
with his base.
No, I think there are people already pulling out of it, like, because like it's like Fox. What the fuck are you doing? But they're Fox, so whatever. Fuck Wiggly Uni. All right, we're gonna move on, man, because we gotta push. But as we do, we're gonna push a little something like.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Did you got to do
you know what it is. Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'. Here's what it is, y'all. This is the 20 that you can't escape.
What?
So I'm getting this from BuzzFeed. But the reality is there are a lot of charges that people are being faced with in this January 6th situation. The one though,
the situation, the
entanglements that they ends.
Yeah.
The reality is though that there is one indictment that they can't really escape, and that's like impeding an official, ceremony. Like trying, like really, literally, what they tried to do was stop an official, what's the word I'm looking for? But an official
act.
An official act of the government. They were trying to stop that, right?
Right.
And this charge, when you're faced with it, carries 20 years. And a group of judges, literally over this issue, are like, "Nah, bruh, you're up for this. Like, no, this is not a thing we're gonna dismiss. Like, no, you're in for this." So as this moves on, I'm trying to look for the actual name of the official charge. Sorry. But as this moves on, as we move forward, understand that there are just certain charges that these people are obviously guilty of that they won't be able to escape, man.
20 years. Or they won't be able to get less than 20 years, you mean?
Maybe they will. Maybe the max is 20, right?
But still,
Maybe but that's a
that's
a
a lot.
good. It's
That's
a
a lot.
decent.
But no, I hope that is the base. I didn't know if the base years was 20, and I don't know if that was like no, it's 20 and maybe above.
Yeah.
So if it's 20, then
No,
it's
20
a
is
wrap.
20 is the top of it, right? Like that's the but that's a like even if you only serve half of that, that's a good a smooth decade in jail. For walking up to the Capitol on that day. And I'm with it, bro. I'm like, yeah, man. Give him the whole thing. Serve him the whole platter. It's a 3-course
Wait a
meal.
minute. What about the 11? What is it? The 11 guys that are part of the Oath Keepers? Aren't they up for insurrection? As
Well,
insurrection, and that would be 20 years minimum too, right?
no, actually, right now, as I understand it, it's just the proposed leader, Eye Patch Willie, one eyed goat,
One eye Willie.
one eye
But I
Willie.
mean, all the people underneath him, they can still get the same thing he's getting, right? I believe
Potentially,
so. Yeah, yes, I believe
but
so because
he's definitely being charged
he's
with
being charged because he's the leader. But I'm telling you, man, I think that
insurrection.
they're.
He's being charged with
I
insurrection.
think that whole crew, at least that 11 of the Oath Keepers, all those motherfuckers gonna know what other men's butt tastes like.
Yeah.
Because I think they all gonna get the business. I
But
think that
I
because
think
there's too much evidence against them.
yeah, outside of that circle, there's a group that is potentially facing the same thing, a 20-year sentence that they might not be able to escape. So I don't know. Let's keep our eyes on it. Let's watch. We got to stay focused. But that's where I am with my popping today is like, I don't want any of these dudes to escape their 40.
You know,
I'm
none
sorry,
of
their
them,
20.
none of them. But if we see them get 2 years, I mean, the motherfuckers that there's a new law I just saw that they said that the stand your ground law is going to be more extreme, so you can come up with any reason. Like, yeah, that motherfucker's wearing.
Yeah, he was standing.
Yeah, he's wearing a shirt with a pocket on it.
And it
Fuck
was
it,
almost
pow.
on the ground. I was standing on.
Right. So and the people that came out with their guns in front of the really rich house, I think I forget where it was at.
Mhm.
They didn't get no time.
Georgia.
Yeah, no
All right,
time.
man.
So that's the way it is.
Shangri-La. By the way, we didn't even mention this tonight. If you're not tuned in, if you don't know, we're both in Vegas right now.
Yeah.
Shang is live at the Strat at the LA Comedy Club tonight.
The new LA Comedy Club. That's what they keep telling me. Call it the new one. Yeah.
The new LA Comedy Club. They just moved. Same building, different nothing.
Yeah, first week.
Yeah. But Shangri-La will be there tonight through Sunday for the rest of the week. Live.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock
tomorrow night.
shows.
Yes. 8 p.m.
8 p.m. And then tomorrow night you will be able to check out Black Pedro, aka oh shit, he took that to the face.
White girls be punching me. But I'll be, if you're in LA and not in Vegas, I'll be in North Hollywood, 7:30 show at the Comedy Chateau. So we're both available live for you this week.
Remember, if you're in North Hollywood, make sure you go past and see the show. And if you happen to actually be the person that watches the show, walk up and say, "Hey, what's up, Pedro? I watched the show.
I saw your shit." All right. That being said, we're gonna move on, and as we move on, it's gonna look like this.
Let me tell you something, people. I feel like, well, let me tell you something, brother. No, I just feel like I'm sick of the media trying to act like what pertaining to the Supreme Court justice picks, that all the picks they've had of the 105 white males, that before it was a law where it was like you had to be white, you had to be male in order to be a Supreme Court justice. I hate the fact that they try to act like their picks were always superior to these black women that they want to have as Supreme Court justice picks. I am sick of this shit. And I'm tired of it because they try to act like what I'm trying to ask them, what's so supreme about the picks that you've had? Kavanaugh, I like beer. We drink beer. Beer is good. I like to drink beer. Okay, the girl, I didn't touch her. Well, maybe we did a little bit. What about them? What about Clarence Thomas with all the controversy around him with his conservative lick his wife's fucking bootstraps, boots face, fuck him, Kunis. He's Kunist. I'm saying that the women that they're picking for the Supreme Court justices are qualified, smart, intellectual women.
They're
Most of
justices
them
already. They're judges already.
they're judges that already actually have experience on the bench as judges. Now, if you look at the history of the Supreme Court, check this out. A lot of the motherfuckers they picked wasn't qualified as these sisters they about to pick. It's a fact. They're more concerned that it's a black woman than the qualifications of the person. And that's what bothers me, because when they had white males, and it's primarily, Pedro, you know this, it's primarily been mostly all white male. They never have a problem with it. No problem. It's cool. No problem. The motherfucker could be dumb as a stick. He could be racist as fuck. And they can be, and a black person would be super duper absolutely qualified and not get a fucking mention or a look. Not even a look. So I am tired of the media not stressing it more. I want the media to stress more that these women that they are picking are qualified judges, and they're not dummies. They're not just because y'all make my ass itch. I'm talking about I don't mean the ass cheek part. I'm talking about in the middle with the ass right above the whole part. It just itch because you're so fucking stupid that you can't even give us props when it's props are due. These women are fucking qualified. Half the time we got to be 10 times as good just to get the same shit they do. So, and I agree with some of the people that are in the feed. I agree. A lot of these women are overqualified or qualified. They've been judges. They've got a good record, and to drag them through the fucking mud. And now that you said the one Democrat had a stroke, that they'll use that as a fucking benchmark so they can benchmark. Yeah, you saw how I use that word. They're going to try to make sure that they make it even more difficult. Makes my ass itch. And I want to say that if I ever meet any of these politicians, which I have met some of them before in real life, when I did, I'm going to throw it out there. I performed at the Democratic Convention in Philadelphia when Hillary was running, and she lost. But I just want to say, I'm going to punch y'all in the fucking face. I'll take the time. I'll take the time because they are qualified. These women are qualified. And just because they're black women, you feel like you got to, and then try to act like, well, you know what? We don't know if they can read. We don't know if they can write. Half of them, we don't know if they can walk.
Stop. Do they shop at J. Crew in the Canada? I don't know.
Yeah, they just make up shit to make something negative pertaining to us, and I'm tired of it. So I think we should all speak out on this. We should have a black female Supreme Court justice, and it's about fucking time. And in fact, I think it's overdue. Just like I feel like the shit we was talking about with the NFL, I think it's overdue that we really get into it heavy about how they treat black coaches. And I think we should get into it heavy about how they treat black women, a black woman being for the Supreme Court of a country that they've had mostly. Is it mostly white men? Am I wrong? Is it mostly? I'm pretty sure it's mostly.
It's America. Do we need to say it out loud?
Oh, Kuchadamas just got here. Kuchadamas just got here. Yeah, you missed it, man.
We pulling in late, but we appreciate you. Savage AF, man, fuck your feelings. Facts matter. Black Pedro, comedian Shang. We will be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific
3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on all the podcast platforms: iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Also, make sure you check us out on the YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe and make sure you click the little bell to be notified when we on. And we.
Sorry.
No, that's not it. What was
Didn't mean to
that?
hit that.
You hit the wrong one?
I was like scrolling through the thing and it
No,
tapped.
yeah. So make sure that you, when you subscribe,
It'll feel
click,
like that.
click the little bell. Click the little bell. That's what I meant. I saw a rabbit. I just saw the rabbit. I didn't know what was going on. So make sure you do that. Also, check me out in Vegas. If you're in Vegas, I'm gonna be at the Strat, 8:00 p.m. for shows all this weekend.
LA Comedy Club.
At the LA Comedy Club downstairs in the Strat. And make sure tomorrow, if you happen to be in North Hollywood, because it's gonna be a rocking show. And Pedro's it's called Pedro Saves the Day show. Because every time I see that nigga there, he got to save the day. Because the rest of these comics is funny as throat cancer and an opera singer.
I'm gonna always show up and do what I do, y'all. In the meantime, in between time, I want y'all to stay safe, stay positive, and stay keeping your finger out your nose.